everyone, I'm Rosy Gigure and welcome back to the Hollywood Makers podcast. Today, I'm very happy to introduce our new co-host. Her name is Starry YE, and Starry, I know her for a while, and she's a talented documentarian and post-production professional. And she's gonna tell us about her career. She's joining our team because she has an eye in storytelling, in production, and also in the multicultural narratives that we're interested in this evolution of the media and entertainment industry. So welcome, Starry. We're so happy to have you here at the Hollywood Makers. Welcome.
Rosy, thank you for having me. Really excited about doing this podcast. It's been an honor.
Thank you. Tell us about your career. Tell us about your career path from when you were in China and now here.
Sure. So actually, I grew up in China, and I came to the U.S. 8 years ago. So I went to Chapman University, and my major was film studies. So I actually started my career at CNN, which was a dream come true because I grew up wanting to be in journalism and storytelling. I started to write for newspaper when I was 14. So at CNN, I worked on multiple true crime doc series and some, really high profile trials that were broadcast nationally. So those early experience gave me both discipline and confidence, especially working under the intensity of live news. So from there, my curiosity led me into long form storytelling and post production, where I discovered how much impact you can have on the audience experience through structure, pacing, sound, and all the subtitle creative choice. So over the years, I have been fortunate to work on various shows that have received Emmy recognition with major studios like Netflix, NBC, CNN, as well as I also produced documentaries that were distributed internationally. So today, my focus has expanded into post-production innovation, designing systems and workflows that help teams to move faster and collaborate more effectively. So while, still keeping creativity at the center. So looking back, I feel the common thread in my path has always been about finding a new ways to tell meaningful stories and making the process, behind them stronger.
I love this, and you guys, as you can see, there's really many reasons why Glory and Starry are here being our guest host, our host. And when I say guest, it's because I want them to feel comfortable, just bring their talent here. And like I said, and you can hear, they are producers. They are producers. So Starry was telling us something about the Emmy nominated shows that she's worked. So can you tell us more about those?
Sure. So to me, I feel like what I have learned from being part of award level productions is that recognition comes from two things. First is the willingness to experiment with storytelling and form, and second is the strength of collaboration. I feel those shows taught me the innovation often means taking risk. So, whether that's in how a narrative is told, how technology is used, or how different creative voice are brought together. So I feel the experience also, reinforced something important for me, like success in this industry is never individual. When a project is celebrated, it reflects the invisible hours of work from many different people, from the assistants to the showrunners. So for me, the biggest rewards wasn't the award itself, but the process of being stretched, challenged, and reminded of what's possible when teams push boundaries together.
And yes, at the end, is the process, is, is enjoying the journey. So thank you for sharing that, Starry. There's many things happening in the industry. The evolution of the media and entertainment industry, and I'm a Gen X, and I've been working in broadcast for many years, a couple of decades in Miami, and then in LA. And at the end, I've seen changes, many changes. But these changes are impacting even mentally, because financially and different things. First, I think it was obviously the pandemic affected everyone. Then the strikes came, which we all know, writers and actors, we supported. And then AI, and then the wildfires in LA, which definitely have affected the industry. And with AI, with the new technologies, everything will keep being affected. So what do you think about that, Tari?
Well, to me, I think we are all living through one of the biggest turning points in entertainment. The strikes showed how important it is to protect creative workers and make sure, the industry is sustainable for people, not just, corporations. So it really forced everyone to rethink fairness, transparency, and, how credit and compensations are handled. And at the same time, AI is changing workflows everywhere. So some people are nervous, which is understandable, but I see AI as a tool, not a replacement, you know. In post production, for example, it can automate tedious works or help organize large amounts of footage. But when it comes to shaping a human story, the nonsense still has to come from editors and creators. So looking ahead, I think the industry will be defined by balance. It's like interrogating technology smartly while doubling down on authentic voice and original perspective. So audience are craving stories that feels real and diverse. So the evolution I see is both technical and cultural because it's about using new tools responsible while keeping the heart of storytelling very human.
Thank you for that. Thank you. Very human. And I'm just going to give an example that I heard the other day. I saw in Antonio Banderas saying how he loves doing theater now. And we know that he's done some movies recently, but we also know he moved to Spain and he has been doing theater. And he mentioned that with all this technology, doing people doing the art with people looking at the art was important. And oh God, it gives me chills because at the end, it's that we humans, want humans. And yes, and we, Starry and I, we work on production and we work with technical stuff and we know how AI can help us the same way like that I mentioned, the calculator, GPS. Yes, it is a tool like Starry says, we also had to be aware of the dangers of that and things like that. And there are many other people, legal or I don't know, organizations worldwide working on that. And we had to be aware of that. And as a producer, we always aware of that, the legal part and the dangerous part. The other thing that I wanted to add, how do you think the importance of diversity and collaboration and even community in Hollywood is?
Well, I always say filmmaking is a team sport. So, like, no matter how talented one person is, a film or TV series only work when many people, bring their strengths together. And I think collaboration is also at the core of everything we do.
Yeah.
And diversity, I think, is what makes the collaboration powerful. When
Yeah.
you have people from different backgrounds, the stories are richer,
Yeah.
the audience connection is deeper, and the creative solutions are often more original. And I feel community for me it's about sustainability. So Hollywood can be a tough industry. You know, you face long hours, uncertainty, and constant changes. But when you have a supportive community of peers and mentors, you not only survive, you thrive. That's how I think. And so to me, diversity, collaboration, and community aren't just buzzwords. You know, they are the reason the industry keeps evolving and why I love being part of it.
Yeah, yeah, and let me share to our community that here at the Hollywood Makers, you can go and see that media and entertainment industry, Hollywood everywhere. The other day, we shared something in the social media saying, like Meryl Streep was saying, "I'm not from Hollywood. We all are from different places." So this is, and as you can see, Starry was born in China. I was born in Honduras. Tell me you, Starry, let's go to the last question here and say, okay, what's the future contribution that you're thinking for the podcast?
Well, firstly, you know, I would really love to use this space to keep exploring what's happening in our industry, you know, not just the challenges, but also the exciting innovation. I think we can bring the conversation about technology, creativity, and collaboration, and also highlight voice that don't always get heard. And my
Mm.
goal is to contribute insights that are both practical and inspiring, and hopefully create a dialogue that you know feels valuable for everyone's navigating media and entertainment right now. Because you know the ideas that we were talking about, you know, sharing people's you know challenges, what they face, you know, I feel that's the because that's the reality, you know, behind every award or big productions are struggles, lessons, and the moments of doubt, you know. So I feel like sharing those stories make the conversation more honest and relatable. And I think it can really help others who are, you know, navigating their own path in this industry.
Yeah, and that's what we are like I said. That's what I love that we're bringing producers that are hosts that are producers. That's what I meant because as a producer, as a creative, also we create. So it's not just like talents. Oh, I want to talk about this topic. Also, it's something that you know and that you know what's happening in, that you want to share. We've talked about participant closure, for example, as you know, this big company. We've talked about the layoffs in Sony, in different places. We've done interviews with executives, like I said, for the past 2 years. We're not the regular or normal Hollywood podcast that we're gonna talk about. Yes, YouTube, and we've done that. What's the why YouTube is winning, and that Starry and Glory and Claudia could share about that, and we've done that. But we're also focusing on supporting each other, on collaborating, on showing how we all overcome. We can interview the executives from the studios, and they can share their plans. They can share how the different ways that they are buying content right now, because it's very different, if they are doing it. And we can talk about again why YouTube is winning, why Disney, and then all the things that are happening. You're gonna know about them here, and you're gonna know them about them in this multicultural community. Hopefully, we're gonna meet you if you're in LA or maybe in another place. Like I said, people from different countries are also listening to this and watching this, and they can contact us and be part of our community. It's a community that we want to grow together, and we want to support you. And like I said, work on our productions together. So, any final words, Starry?
Well, yeah, I feel like like what you said really resonate me because I think the very important part is focusing on how we support each other. When people are often open and share their stories, the struggles, the doubts, the wins, everything, it creates real connections, and that honesty help build a community, where we are not just working in the same industry, but actually learning from and lifting each other.
Definitely. And Starry, thank you so much. You're gonna keep listening and watching Starry and Glory again. No me. I won't be here that much. But thank you so much, Starry, for being here. Thank you for joining us and sharing your journey and sharing your ideas. And by the way, we are inviting you, open invitation to send messages here to Starry and ideas or people that you want us to interview or to bring to the show. And do that subscribing to the Hollywood Makers in YouTube, our new channel that we're gonna focus on posting video interviews now, and also Spotify, iHeartRadio, all the podcast platforms. The Hollywood Makers is there. Thank you so much, Starry, again.
Thank you, Rossi, for having me here.
I'm Rosie Gigure. Until next time.